Welcome back to Heartbeat Hope, our second podcast here at Hope Resource Center in Deltona, Florida. We are so thankful that you have joined us today. Today, we will be talking about partnerships in our communities and with our churches and different individuals that help support our center. We will first start by telling you a little bit about ourselves. And Cheryl, why don't you let them know a little bit about you and what we do?
Okay, well, my name is Cheryl Fennessy, and I actually worked overseas as an international worker for 36 years, mostly in the Middle East. And so I was always very involved in pregnancy centers, in clinics, prenatal clinics. I had a clinic everywhere that I went. And when I retired, I thought it would be a great thing to come and volunteer at this pregnancy center. So back, 7, 8 years ago, I came in here one day, filled out an application, and finished all of the training to be a volunteer advocate. And the day that I finished, the executive director called me and asked me if I would be willing to actually take a paid position as a client services director.
Wow.
And I wasn't planning on that at all, but it seemed like something that I would like, and so I accepted. And I did that for a year, almost exactly. And then the executive director stepped down from her position. She retired, and I took her place.
Wow.
And never, ever was expecting that. But it seemed like God was preparing me for that all my life, and I've really loved every minute of it. I am married to a wonderful man named Daryl, and we have 3 children, grown adult children, and 7 grandchildren.
Wow.
And yeah, God has just blessed us in so many ways, and
amazing.
Very excited to be part of this ministry and just to pour into these women who are so needy. And so
That's amazing.
Such a cool story.
It is. It is. Well, and that you had your hands basically already kind of had your hands in this type of ministry and thinking you were done. Mm-hmm. We're going to retire.
Yeah.
And then God had a different plan for you.
Always surprises us. Yeah.
Yes. So just what we think is going to happen doesn't usually happen.
Right. Right.
That's, well, I'm Jennifer Goodwin. And for those of you who don't know me, I've been here about a year and a half. And prior to working here at the Pregnancy Center, worked and was a director of a preschool for over 20 years. And, did all the ins and outs of the preschool with the children, with the parents, forming different events, working within the community to help support that preschool. And I also have been in this area for about 20 years. I am a single mom of 3 adult children, 2 of them who don't live here in Florida anymore, but one who is still here, finishing her college degree. And then when the preschool had closed their doors because the church was expanding, I found myself wondering what I was going to do next, but I knew I wanted to work with people. I wanted to work with families. I wanted to still be able to help. Somehow the door just opened, and I found myself here talking with you, actually.
Yeah.
And it just, again, fell into place. And it was God's timing because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, wasn't sure.
I actually wrote a letter out to all the pastors in the area, desperate for a client services director. And your pastor immediately, within an hour, wrote back and said, I have the perfect person for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he said, if I had anywhere in my church to hire her, I would hire her immediately. But I don't right now. And it was just an immediate.
So it just, it was meant to be. Absolutely. It was meant to be. So we met, we had coffee, and within a week, I was sitting at the desk going, here's my new role, and just fell in love because I truly love helping people and meeting new people and new challenges. And it was just the best thing, at the time. And now, just waiting to see what is ahead for 2025.
Yep.
So,
Lots of exciting things.
oh yeah, lots of new and exciting things going on around here.
Yeah.
And so, Kathleen,
My name's Kathleen Bass, and I'm the newbie on the team, but we're calling ourselves the Dream Team, and I
Yes.
believe it.
dream team of 25.
I'm married to my husband Eric, and we have 2 children. I met Cheryl at church years ago, and had some discussions about mission work, an Africa trip that fell through that will forever break my heart. And so I knew of you, and I knew that you had a connection to it was called the Pregnancy Center at the time. But I didn't know much more than that, other than the annual baby bottle campaign thing. And I've been a stay-at-home mom-ish. I've homeschooled, and then I homeschooled somebody else's
Oh, wow.
child over the last 15 years, and I taught at a homeschool hybrid. So I've been a stay-at-home mom who never really stayed at home. And both of the kids are old enough now that they need me. You always need your mom, right? But
We
want them
to need us.
Yes. They don't need me on an hourly basis the way that it felt like they
Right.
always have. So I prayed about it. God, lead me where you need me. Mm-hmm. That has been my prayer for a couple years now. And man, has he shown up, because he's led me to places I did not think that I would go. That I had no intentions of going, but it's always worked out and been really cool to watch it unfold. Whitney is a sophomore, and Grady is in 7th grade, and school started in August, and I found myself with an odd conundrum of being bored. And I don't know many people in this world who can say,
No.
I'm bored. So I understand how fortunate I am. But I wanted an opportunity I'm the lead deaconess at our church, and that does take up a little bit of time, but not a ton. And I do have a history. I ran a Huntington Learning Center in the past, and I've successfully educated children in the public school system before I had kids. So I have administrative and educational skills that I knew I could use somewhere, but I don't want to go back to a classroom, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Who do I want to be when I grow up? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
We're all a work in progress. So.
a member of my Sunday school class, Sandra, happened to call me out of the blue about something totally unrelated, and we got to talking, and those moments where like a conversation just spirals and it takes
A life
12
of its own.
different paths. And that's what happened. And she said, I'll be honest with you, I don't really even know why I'm saying this to you. I feel like the Spirit's really leading me to say this to you, but have you ever thought about volunteering at the pregnancy center? And I said, it's funny you say that, because Cheryl has been on my to-do list to reach out to her, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. And so now that you said that, when we get off the phone, I'm going to text Cheryl. And so I did. And I just texted you, and I think I said, like, I'm bored. What are the opportunities at the Hope Resource Center? What opportunities do you have, if any? And I was sitting in car line waiting for Grady to come out of school, and she texted back and said, actually, yes, I do have an opportunity. And I think you two had just had a conversation very recent to that text coming through, and said, like, where you were going to move into the development role, and then you would move into her role. And so that would leave your position open. And I mean, I could not be more excited to be here or grateful to be here. I just feel like this is a total God thing for me to be here right now. And I'm excited about
It's
all
been a
the
good
things that
seamless adjustment, I feel like, too.
I mean, I feel like it has been for
Yeah.
me, but I'm the new one. So, I'm just trying to soak it all in and learn all the things. I'm glad to hear you say that
No, yeah,
you're having fun too. Cause I mean,
absolutely.
it feels,
It's a lot. It's a big learning curve.
It's a huge
is.
learning curve.
but I texted her yesterday and said, thank you for all of your patience as you're teaching me. Cause she's having to be pulled away from,
Right.
she knows how to do everything. And so when Cher needs a little bit and I need a little bit, it's, she has spread herself with kindness and I appreciate
Well,
that.
but we're here to all support each other too. And that's part of what
Right.
Just Hope Resource is about too, is supporting each other and supporting, families in need and
Yeah.
women in need and these babies in need. So just based off of what you said, if we couldn't do it for each other, how are we going to do it
Right.
for these families and the community?
Right.
So I'm glad that you feel that way too.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. It's
I mean, sometimes we have to laugh through it because otherwise we wouldn't
That's
probably make it. But, if we can find the little silver lining and laugh about it and get through the day and support each other, then that's exactly what it's about.
right.
Yeah.
And, like we're talking about negative, like not bringing the negative into the world has so much negativity in it. So like when we come in these doors, it's nice that it's uplifting and positive and encouraging for
Right.
the people who work here and who volunteer here, because it always just like grounds me that we are doing this as, in a career aspect, a ministry, but a career aspect, but like we are primarily volunteers.
Oh, yes.
Women
Yeah.
who work here and, hopefully
without-
we can
yeah.
gain some men.
Every single week.
Yep. Without our
But it
volunteers, we
blows
would
my
not
mind
survive.
just that
Yeah.
they are, and that they
So
continue
committed,
to show
so
up
committed.
with commitment. And then there's
and
not
so giving.
I mean, I've worked in, I've worked in corporate places. I've worked in, at a bank and at the Gap and in a
Yeah.
school system. And the amount of people who are
same.
out, who call out sick or who call out for this or that. And those people are paid.
Yeah.
And they still call out. And I now, knock on wood, I don't know of an instance where a volunteer here has not shown up or called out sick or I mean, again, I've only been here 90 days, but even their level of commitment is so inspiring. So
Well, you have to have the passion, whether, it's your lifelong, career, but we have to look at it. It is a ministry.
Yeah.
right.
Some of them have been
And
here
some of them
for
have been here 10,
many,
15
many
years
yeah.
serving and, because they do have that passion. So they
wouldn't-
are,
They wouldn't dream of missing. I mean, they just,
Right.
they know
they
that
look
we need
forward
them.
to it. They know that we need them. I think they feel that desire to be needed.
Mm-hmm.
They know that they have that connection with their clients and their client relies on them to be here too.
Yeah. I mean, the
build that-
connections that they form are
That foundation
just
and
so
that relationship.
Yeah.
For sure. So
The
yeah.
thing- I mean, they have careers outside of here. The one.
Oh, a lot of them do have. Yeah,
It's
this
not
is
like
their
they're
day
just
off.
sitting around,
maybe.
and this is something they can do. This is on
Right.
top of being a mom, being a grandmother, raising grandkids,
Absolutely.
raising kids.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're
Well,
right.
and I think that's maybe a good place to start with our partnership. We were going to talk about partnerships, and
Right.
maybe the biggest need that we have right now is for volunteer
Volunteers.
advocates. We have a lot. We feel like we have a lot, and yet we are always short.
Right.
And all of us are having to be pulled in to see clients because we just don't have enough
Right.
I think
advocates.
that's another thing though. We do, we're short. We have that panic moment. It seems like each day, like, or the day before the next day's schedule, like, how are we going to fill that in and plug that in? And God provides
Always,
every
yeah.
single time he shows up and it's like, well, this client had to reschedule. So that leaves that advocate free
Yep.
to go to this pregnancy
Yeah.
test. And like,
It does somehow always work out.
every
always.
single time.
May not see it right away, but he sees it.
But we want that
So,
bench.
yeah.
like
That's-
Jennifer
yeah.
talked about having
Yeah.
like a bench, like
That's-
you can pull from the dugout to
Yes,
pull
that's-
extra
Yes.
volunteers.
Yes.
That's
in.
my
We
go-to.
need that.
That's
We
my
need
go-to
that.
bench.
Yes.
I just don't have it very full yet.
No, not at all.
So we
really,
need it.
To be a volunteer here, an advocate, we have wonderful training, right?
Oh,
I mean,
it's
the new training that we
amazing.
have now is so amazing. You can do it at home in your pajamas if you
Yeah.
want. You know, it's
yeah.
online, and
Well, and there's different levels of volunteering.
Right.
If
Oh.
you don't want to be the volunteer, the advocate that has to commit to
yeah.
see the clients, if that's not your forte,
Right.
that's okay. If you want to just assist somebody to do their shopping, if you want to help us, sort through clothes and wash
big one,
clothes,
yeah.
that is huge because without somebody helping with all the donations that come in, we wouldn't be able to put them out
Right.
in the boutique
Well,
for women to shop for.
And we used to have a
So-
woman that was full time just doing our boutique. Like she would take all the clothes home and wash them and dry them and iron them and bring them all back all hung nicely.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have that woman anymore.
Right.
So,
So it falls on everybody.
Yeah,
And it
so
can't
we're
just
all-
be one person in here. It has to be a team effort.
It's a village. It takes
Yeah.
a village.
yeah.
We're
I mean, I think the executive director probably has been seen putting clothes in the laundry and in the washer and dryer. And
Yeah.
we just all do whatever needs to be done. And it's
Right.
great.
Well, we have to rely on each other.
Yeah.
And that's the only way it's going
Yeah.
to get done. But
Yeah.
yes,
It's a
advocates would be an amazing thing to have a
Yeah.
little bit more of.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Now-
yes, somehow it does work out, as Kathleen said. But
Now, I mean, until now, all of our advocates have been women because we have tried a couple times in the past to get our men's program
Yes.
going, and it's just for whatever reason, I believe it's satanic
He-
opposition
yeah.
because he doesn't want to see the dads
Connect.
and it's
Rise up
so
as
important to have
fathers.
that.
So we really also need to really start pushing about our need for men mentors. And we have the same training available. I think
We do, yeah.
in our
Fantastic.
online courses, we have all the men's
Yes.
courses that they can learn from. And
And it really boils down to we just need guys to connect with guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
just
not,
to-
there's
to listen
training
to them.
involved, but it's really,
Some
it's
sort
the
of
same thing
connection,
the women are doing here.
a
We're
connection,
making-
a
right,
relationship.
relationship building.
like, we have 14-year-old boy come in here who's a
Yes.
father. He doesn't
Yes.
have any idea what
No
it means
idea.
to be a dad.
A man can
so
be
we
a-
just
yeah.
need an experienced dad to sit there and say, "You can do this, buddy." I'm
Just somebody to be
gonna
his
coach you.
cheerleader,
You're gonna-
just somebody
Yeah,
to
right.
listen. Sometimes these people, they just want to be heard.
Yeah.
They want to be able to speak
Yeah.
what, is on their heart, and somebody just pat them on the back and say, okay, we'll figure it out.
we got
We
this.
gotcha.
And let me tell you
let
about
me tell you
our
exact-
God who can
Yeah.
help you through this
Exactly.
and who's going to
Right.
carry you through
Right.
this.
Exactly.
We honestly, in my time here, which has been 4.5, 5 years, we've tried 2 times in my time. I know there were many other tries beforehand, but twice we got all pumped up. We had a couple of guys trained, and it just kept fizzling. It just kept dying. Either the
Do you think it dies because the men advocates are
it's
just busy and pulled in 12 different directions, or is it because the clients don't?
It really is some of both, but
Absolutely.
But, our
It's a little bit of both.
clientele is such that this isn't a generalization, of course, but a lot of times they don't show up. And so we've brought this guy, left his family, and left dinner hour, and he's sitting here waiting for his client to show up, and he doesn't
Yeah.
show.
Right.
And
So-
unfortunately, that has actually happened.
So then they get
I also
discouraged.
think of so many. We do have a handful of clients who come consistently with their, whether it's boyfriend, fiance,
Right.
husband.
Yeah.
It's almost like we don't need a male advocate. Every day that
No.
we're open,
No.
but if we could get them,
If we had
for,
certain evenings,
2 hours
especially
once
evening.
a week, kind of thing.
Yeah. So we're really only for male advocates. I would say we're looking at maybe a 2-hour
I
commitment.
was going to say
in a-
2 or 3 at
in
the
a week.
most. Mhm.
Or even every other week.
Yeah.
As long as they
We could be really flexible
we
when
can
it
be
comes to men.
extremely
because we need them badly.
flexible.
Yeah.
And it's just got to
So-
work on the client schedule and then that male advocate schedule. But
Well, and Kathleen, your husband is the head of the men's group, I think, at your church, right? So I think we need to. I think we need to really go at it and
Yeah,
really,
no, I'm-
really
I'm-
pray that
working on him.
God is going to raise that up because that is so important. We've seen the statistics that households without dads really are at a huge disadvantage. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, they need that role model too.
So what other ways could we invite people to partner with us?
Well, I did just meet a lady recently. She had called and said that she had heard about us, sort of knew what we were about, but wasn't real sure. And sort of what you had mentioned, she said, I've heard this word baby bottle campaign, never really knew what it was, what it meant. What do I do with a baby bottle full of money? And she said, then somebody, a friend of a friend, told her about us. So she asked if she could come by and meet me. And I said, of course, I can explain it a little bit better in person and show you around and let you see what we're all about. Mm-hmm. So she came by, met her, and once we talked, we did a little tour of the building, told her how the bottle campaign works and other ways that we also get money or get donors in and get other people involved in the community. She took it upon herself to go back to her church, which was not one of our partner churches at the moment. And she went back to her church and went to her women's group and said, we need to help them. We're going to do our own little, campaign, and we're going to do our own Walk for Life, even though we at Hope Resource do a big one in March at Mill Lake Park in Orange City. They are going to do their own and see what they could raise to then come back. And that's their first kind of step into helping support us.
That's neat.
And they want to start being part of, anything they could do positive to support us and work on different ways to donate, whether it's items or getting involved into our big baby bottle campaign.
Now, is she the one who had the baby shower at church?
No, this is a different,
Yeah.
This is a different lady that is involved in a church. She's only been there a short time, and she just thought, she had heard
Leader.
about it, and she thought, I'm going to take the initiative and go figure out what these, people are talking about, what they do, what
It can
can
be
I
as simple
do?
as, diapers.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, like the youth group at church. Pack diapers, get diapers, buy diapers, have diapers donated to the church, and then have the youth group pack them in the, in the packs that the moms get to take
And which
home.
we do. We have several churches in the community that are huge donors to us that do a massive baby shower, as we call it.
Love it.
And we'll bring in, a truckload of diapers and wipes and clothes and blankets.
And we go through them.
And
It's amazing how
And
fast
who doesn't
we go
love to buy
through.
baby clothes?
Oh my
Like,
gosh, it's fun to buy it. Then you're gifting it to a great organization. You're helping. It's just
And
a full circle.
Kathleen mentioned about youth groups. I just think it's really important to get the next generation
Absolutely.
involved in this
Absolutely.
ministry.
Yes.
Because
It's almost imperative.
at our last Walk for Life, we had a youth group from DeLand, actually. I forget what the name of the church was. But they came en masse and walked, and they actually then were given certificates that they completed the Walk for Life, and they made a big deal about it. And I think we really need to get into the youth groups and
push to the youth groups more.
talk about the ministry and how they can be involved and the importance of it.
Yeah. Have you, now in which role, I don't know which role that would be in,
Yeah.
but have you visited like youth groups in the past? I can picture you going into
Yeah.
like
Well, I have two.
Andrew's
Yeah.
youth group and explaining like, this is what we do and this is what,
Yeah.
and
And we've had a youth group, at least one, if not two, come here and they just wanted to be involved somehow, do like a little missions trip.
Yeah, that's
And
fun.
so they cleaned this place. I mean, they went crazy scrubbing windows and stuff that,
Nice.
rarely gets done. And but really important. And I think just to see them at the Walk for Life and actually walking around that lake
Right.
and just knowing that they're part of this big ministry is really valuable.
It's definitely imperative for
so-
the young ones.
it opens
to
up
know.
conversations too. Like I know
Absolutely.
even just me working here now with having a 15-year-old and all the things and pressures from high school, like, those conversations that we have are just critical. And, would they be happening otherwise? Sure, because I'm an involved parent and I'm on top of it. But just if an average kid from a youth group
Right.
comes and learns about like what do you mean, unplanned pregnancy? Well, yeah, that
Yeah.
happens. Like,
Right, right.
It opens up conversation.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word partnership, they think, oh, they just want money.
Right.
You know, and I know that even from being a missionary,
Oh,
whenever
sure.
we'd say we want you to partner with us, oh, you need money, which of course we do need money. That's what keeps our doors open and,
Right.
pays
Right.
our salaries and whatever. I mean, we need money for all the wonderful things that we're able to do around here.
provide for,
But
right.
there's so many other ways. And it's,
The prayers.
yeah.
I mean, we need people's
prayer.
prayers.
We need prayer warriors big time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking also, we have right next door, it's called Found and Cherished Resale Shop,
Our thrift store.
and they are unbelievable. I mean, they're over the top.
Incredible
I tell
partner.
everybody who comes in here to go visit them.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And
Yeah.
that they don't realize that they are part of our ministry and they do help support us.
Huge. Every penny that they
yes,
make over there comes to us. So they're passionate about
and they have
our ministry.
an amazing staff of
Yeah.
volunteers.
And we were
Believe
just
how many they hit, and they're all
Jennifer and I
volunteers.
were at a church the other day, and this lady said to us, who works over there,
volunteers over there,
she
yeah.
said, every time I walk into their doors, I just say, oh, it's so peaceful and wonderful here. I just love to be here. She said, and we all feel that way. She said, we just love working.
What an amazing thing to
I mean,
say.
sorting through people's old junk,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
But
it is really
they don't look at it
incredible.
as a job. I mean, they're in there volunteering
It's a
their time.
ministry,
It's
and
a
they're
ministry. It's a
serving others.
passion. Exactly.
Yeah, it's really
And-
neat.
Yep.
And so, I mean, that's another way that
We
people
could
could
get-
partner with us. They always need volunteers.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, the manager over there was begging some of them to give extra hours and
They were
maybe
so
to even put in an
busy,
extra
yes.
day because they're getting buried in donations. So
Which we never want to turn away the donations. That's what
Right.
we need. But then
Right.
they need the people
To sort
actually
through 'em
sort
and-
through
yeah.
them and
Get 'em out on the
determine which
floor
ones
and-
are,
Right.
need to be hung up soonest and which ones need to
Yeah.
be maybe paid a little bit
Yeah.
more attention to.
So
be
over
cleaned.
there, if someone wanted to volunteer, they don't need all the training that you need here as an advocate.
Right.
You can just walk in, fill out a
Basic-
very
yeah.
basic one-page application, and just dive in
and they would love to have the help. So
And
that would
it's-
still
And
be
that
partnering.
still blesses us.
It
and the women
blesses
here.
us. It's still partnering with us. It is supporting us. It's supporting
Yeah.
a wonderful ministry. It's
And it's
you know,
serving others. That's,
right.
I recently read something about, somebody was feeling depressed, sad, really, and their assignment from their counselor was to go and serve others. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to uplift yourself again and get back to who you are at your core and who God made you to be. Go and serve others.
Yeah.
Go and serve others who
are less fortunate.
are less fortunate, but also, just the need is there.
Get over yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, it's not all about you. Imagine that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true.
We also we have two big events. I would say two of our largest events is our Walk for Life, always in March, and then we have our big benefit gala in October. And those two events really are the bulk of our budget, of
Right.
our income, and we need people to help with those events. There's a lot of logistics and setting up.
I mean,
just
takedown,
I was going
and-
to say just
items.
so
and,
many,
Right.
so many different ways that people could help. We need them to be like on the committee to plan these events. So
See, exactly. So
Yeah.
it doesn't mean, again, yes,
Yeah.
do we need donations? But we need donations of all kind, not just
Yeah.
monetarily.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that is what keeps our doors open, like
Mm-hmm.
you said. But we also need those donation of your time,
Yeah.
so that then we are able to do those big events, so that we are able to continue to serve the community
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
be there for these
Such a-
families.
such a big help.
even the music, they were wonderful. Was it a trio who played?
yeah.
They were fantastic. And the speaker was great. I mean, the whole event was
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to put those events on. So the more people we have on the committee to help plan it, it just is so much easier.
the silent auction, the items, that's a way that, local
You can help out too. Local businesses can donate an item.
gift cards. I mean,
Exactly.
People got to eat, right?
Yeah.
So gift cards to restaurants are
Speaking
a great
of
way
gift
to
cards,
support.
we had a church from right over here, Crosswalk Church, that gave us a whole big envelope full of gift cards. Some of them were Walmart, Dunkin' Donuts. They even gave us like $50 Publix cards
Wow.
to keep in our cupboard
Just
here and to bless
Somebody
our clients with. Yeah, that was really a
and
neat
sometimes
thing
we've
for a
done that
church.
even if we have a girl that maybe is waiting for her ultrasound or is, kind of on the fence about, what we can give her a Dunkin' gift card, go across the street, get a coffee or get whatever you'd like,
Yeah.
come back, hang out in our lobby or hang out in our back room and just,
Yeah.
it's on us kind of thing. And
yeah.
they're
it's
happy
really
about
nice.
that and they like that and they
Appreciate it.
they appreciate
makes
it
them
and
feel
it
loved
helped
and supported and accepted.
supported and loved and accepted and then they're also a little bit more apt to feel that we're trying to build that relationship again with them and we want to sit and talk with you. So
Yeah, and we've mentioned a little bit about the baby bottle campaign, but that's always a huge thing.
It is.
Brings in I think last year we brought in $30,000, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And we had more churches involved than we've ever had. Now we do have one called Deltona Alliance Church that always wins the big prize, and we really need somebody to challenge them.
Yes.
But nobody can seem to get anywhere near them. But their
Maybe this
pastor's
year.
very passionate about being number one in the baby bottle campaign. But it's such an easy thing, and what a great way. We have a family who takes them for all their grandchildren, and all their grandkids fill those bottles, and they bring them back
with
and-
change. I mean,
With change, yeah.
and $30,000 in
change.
Change, and we also now we're getting
do like
with
a
it
QR
in the
code.
20th
Yeah.
century,
QR code.
21st
Yeah.
century. Yeah, you can just scan the code and give right to the website, easy, or write a check. I mean, there's all kinds of ways, but
But like when you were talking about even youth group, I mean, it's something the youth group could do. They could do it within the
Yeah.
children's ministry, the children's church. I mean,
Yep.
kids,
it's
kids get excited.
I
It's like
think,
a piggy bank.
The Journey Church over there at
one in
Pine Ridge.
Pine
is it
Ridge
called?
in Deltona.
Yeah, they took a whole big case over to the children's ministry wing, and all
let
of them
them-
brought a bottle home. I saw all these little kids coming out with bottles. So
love it.
So you're making, just like we said, the next generation, have them get involved.
Right.
Let them see
yeah,
the
yeah.
excitement. I mean, and kids, that's what it's about.
Yeah. So I hope people see that
Yeah.
there's just all kinds of ways to get involved. Partnerships is, yeah.
I was just
There's a
thinking
lot
about
of variations of
Yeah.
partnership.
our kids
Lots.
loved they helped our youth group go shopping at Christmas
Mm-hmm.
for our toy box ministry and they loved going and shopping for toys
For somebody
15
else.
and 12 years old, but they got to shop for like little people.
Yeah.
And the play school toys and the
Yeah.
toddler toys and stuff that were on lists and whatever, and take them to go and shop for baby items.
Right.
And then help them see the cost of baby items and how
Yeah.
expensive things can be.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's a
a
family
learning opportunity.
family affair.
Absolutely.
It could, yeah. There's something for everyone to do.
yes.
Yep, I think it's very exciting to think of the possibilities.
For sure.
We also, I've been thinking lately about some of our elderly partners that have been with us for years and years, and they're getting really into their 90s and, thinking about end of life issues. And I would love to challenge a lot of our older partners to think about leaving something for Hope Resource Center in their wills. When
We have that
pass on.
new, yeah.
We have one who has already signed on, and I have some others in mind that I would like to meet with. But what a great legacy
Right.
to leave
Yeah. A
behind.
Legacy gift.
Yeah. So just so many things that
A lot of ways to,
I was thinking
connect.
about I thought you were going to connect with the elderly women who create
their blankets.
Oh, do the blankets, yeah.
Yes, that's what-
And it seems like every mom who comes in here and, when they find out they're pregnant, you get a hat and a blanket, or, start with a hat and then they see the blankets and they're like.
And they're so beautiful. They're the old, what I call old-fashioned crocheted little Afghan blankets.
Yep. They love them, though. They just love them.
Well, and the women love to make them. The moms love to get them. And that's another way that,
Yeah, I have an elderly woman at the place where I live, and she often will come and hang a blanket on my doorknob. Often when I come home from work, there's a blanket hanging there, and there's just all kinds of ways to get involved. It's I was surprised this year at our benefit gala. Our speaker said, well, what kind of things do you do at your gala? And I said, well, we like to recognize all of our churches. She said, oh, you have churches? I said, of course. Our churches are like everything to us. They're our backbone. And she said, oh, there are a lot of pregnancy centers now that don't really work with the churches because
which is sad.
Because it's such a political issue somehow, and the churches don't want to get on one side or the other. I don't understand that at all. But anyway, she was thrilled that we had, I think we had 15 or 20 churches recognized at our gala. And
I can't imagine churches, doing it without the churches.
They're everything to us. Yeah, and our pastors, I mean, we really need our pastors also to get on board and to be passionate about this and to keep it in front of their congregation. Yeah. I think this month, January, I'm not sure which date it is, but one of the Sundays in January will be Sanctity of Life, of Human Life Sunday. And so that's also a great opportunity to
that makes sense.
Keep the ministry.
The family Bible that Pastor Brad promoted at church. The month of January is all the prayers for each day are. It's a great book. Too.
Yeah.
It's the Bible, so of
yes.
course,
of course,
it's broken down.
I have one of them too.
It's the best one I've ever read, but it's broken down. So there's a prayer starting each day, and then some Old Testament, some New Testament, and then Psalms and Proverbs.
That's funny. And I've been reading that book.
So my gosh.
That book?
And I didn't even realize, there's a lot of things about abortion.
And
the
about, whole month of January starts out as Sanctity of Life.
Interesting.
Fighting for the unborn.
Yeah.
Yep. Starts the year off right.
That's right. That's right.
So I hope when people hear, us talking about partnerships, they realize that it's a huge umbrella. You could do all kinds of things. I mean, use your imagination.
Right.
Creativity.
Call us if you're not sure. Stop by.
Yeah.
Our door's open.
Yep.
But yes,
a lot of times churches will contact us and say, could you give us a list of what you need?
Yeah, what do you need?
And so
what can we do?
What would you say our top 5 items would be?
Well, of course, diapers and wipes.
Diapers and wipes are always. I mean, if they...
I'm seeing a lot of formula going...
that kind of
very first got here, it hadn't, but formula donations.
Anything for our boutique like that the moms
believe it or not, they
for.
love little baby toys.
Yep.
And baby shoes and little cute
shoes.
Things. Yeah.
Every time.
And then that baby wash and shampoo stuff.
They love that stuff. The lotion, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I think some of the mom care items too. Like breastfeeding supplies.
Because it is, we do want to, give that supplement items to the mom for the child, but sometimes the mom needs to feel that love and that extra little care package.
We have started giving the mommy basket.
We do give mommy baskets that is all geared just to moms.
Mm-hmm. And that's for when they've kind of completed their education or when they're getting ready to deliver. And they've taken all of the courses and stuff. Yeah. So that makes them feel special.
Right. So we do. But always if somebody
churches
asks.
can also donate those kinds of items for moms.
For moms, yeah.
All the lotion and the socks and the whatever. All
even nail
fun
polish
things,
feels
candles.
Like a luxury
any kind of little
tea bags.
It really is the little things.
Mugs.
The care package for mom.
Right.
Yeah.
That she doesn't have to share.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
maternity clothes. We've had several of those were a big hit lately.
Yes, we had one of our volunteers brought in a ton of maternity clothes yesterday, Carolyn, from her daughter, and they're beautiful. Yeah. And we really need maternity clothes.
Yes, we do.
We're getting low on those. So
anything somebody wants to donate, or if they're not sure, stop by.
Because even if we
Because
can't use it next
We
door,
can
we'll
give
use
it to
and
the
then
thrift
that
store and it
comes back.
still feeds
Yeah.
back into us. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all, a win for the mission,
For hope.
for hope.
Yep.
Yep. Anybody?
Well, I think I've exhausted my ideas of partnerships.
I mean, we're just thankful that we do have all the partners that we have, and very thankful for all the volunteers that we do have. I mean, as
And
we've
we did
said,
start this year something slightly new where we have Partners for Life, we're calling them. And at the gala, we encourage people to give like a monthly donation, be a partner for life. So this donation will go on until you tell us to stop it.
Right.
It's not like just a 1 year
One-time,
pledge, but
right.
you're a partner for life. And that's really our best income because we can count on that every single month. And so, yeah, if you want to be a partner for life,
yeah,
sign up.
You want to do
It's
that?
amazing.
You don't feel like you want to come in and sort clothes or take the classes to be
just
an advocate?
give 'em
you
money.
can
We'll
just-
take it.
We'll we are very
But
thankful
with
for
the
all.
reassurance that you know it's going to a
Oh,
wonderful place.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that,
And at any time, somebody who does sign up to whether they do a one-time gift or a partner for life, and they want to come in and truly get a tour and see what their
where
money
their
is
money's
going,
going. Yeah.
then that's also, we'd love for them to stop by and let them see what we're all about
Yeah.
and explain it even so they can understand.
We've had people that have been giving to this ministry for 10 years or more and have never been in here.
And-
never, ever stepped foot in here.
And that's
when
why
they're
I
just
say-
shocked when they walk
Right.
around like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize what
And
you
that's why I
do."
say,
Yeah.
come in, come see what we're about.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, I think when we talk about and again, I don't know who will do the push for the baby bottles.
Yeah.
When do those go out?
In Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. And
Yeah.
and then they keep them until the following.
No, right now we're doing Mother's Day to Father's Day.
Oh.
And it's like a 1 month huge push. And all of that money, even our church, who used to do it kind of year
I was
round.
going to say, that bottle sat on our counter for
Yes.
a really
Well,
long
now
time.
they've decided to
there will be a timeline.
get with everybody else. And so we do a big push Mother's Day. And of course, we keep it open for months because they dribble in.
Well,
for
yeah,
months
we have
later.
sometimes individuals who might have taken one home and
Yeah.
didn't take it back to their
We'll
church.
always
and they'll-
take it any time
They'll
of
bring
the
it
year.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll bring it back here and then we'll add it in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Well, nice hanging
Very-
out with you girls today.
You too. Very exciting things happening around here.
Never a dull moment.
Oh, goodness, no. It would not be a day at Hope if it was dull.
Yes. We will never be bored here.
No, so
Bored before I got here.
I was going to say,
There's no boredom here.
no. So if you say you're bored, then I'm going to find something for you to do.
I can't believe how busy it's gotten lately. Oh my goodness, it's just so
Great.
busy.
I'm glad they're coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even our advocates don't have time in between
know.
to do some of the
More
menial
advocates.
tasks that we need to have done around here because they're just so busy.
So we need
Yeah.
advocates.
So we need other volunteers to join us.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to come and fill in a little here and there.
And it will bless
So much.
more,
Yeah.
It's, you can just tell, again, they wouldn't keep coming back year after year after year, day after day, week after week, if it wasn't also a blessing to our advocate. So,
Yeah.
Right. Well, exciting things happening here at Hope Resource Center. And the Heartbeat Hope podcast is alive and well. So we will be back next time with more exciting news and always having more to tell you and share with you. And we are so happy that you could join us today. And we look forward to seeing you here at Hope Resource Center.
God bless.
God bless.